Hey, what's up, everybody? Not a normal kind of video, but I do get asked this question sometimes. What are good credit cards to use? Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel. If you can, I appreciate it. Super chat, super like the video, super comment the video, whatever. If you want to help the channel, I appreciate it. Thanks. So sometimes I get asked, you know what I mean? What are good credit cards? Because how can you travel to places like Japan and everything like that? And I've always said before that I wish I would have known that getting lots of credit cards is actually good for your credit, because when I was growing up, I thought that credit cards were bad. So I only ever had one credit card for a very long time. And my credit, despite always paying everything off 100%, was not that good. But once I actually started getting into credit cards, I have an 812 credit now. You know, that's basically not perfect, but it's hard to actually be 850, right? But that's even with my income, right? So I would suggest to you, if, and this is assuming if you can pay it off, because never get a credit card because you can't pay it off or anything. But don't be afraid that getting credit cards is going to actually like hurt your credit if that's what you're thinking. The more credit cards, quotation marks, the better, because it shows that you are financially responsible, actually, and it shows that you have more potential income, sort of, I guess, whatever, however they want to phrase it. I'm not a complete credit card nerd, but again, I can tell you as an old man now, having a lot of credit cards is not bad as long as you pay it off. Don't get anything that you can't pay off or anything like that. But anyway, I'm going to put some links into the descriptions too for stuff that you can use. But one credit card, or I'm going to go over a few credit cards that are very important, probably if you are a nerd. Why do you not have this card right here? Especially if you want to go to Japan. This is a no annual fee card, okay? No annual fee. You can try to sign up, assuming you get it, right? Spend $500, get $200 cash back, right? And this works for grocery stores, but unlike some credit cards who work for grocery stores, but they don't actually work when you travel, this actually works when you travel. And when you go to places like Japan, places like Lawson, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, those count as grocery stores in Japan. So this is an amazing card to get, because if you're cheap, and even if you're not cheap, 7-Eleven convenies are very tasty in Japan. 3% on your groceries in Japan. There are some caveats, and dining as well, if you don't want to use another dining credit card while you're traveling. But this is a no-brainer card to me, especially when you're in Japan, for convenience stores. Counts as grocery stores. There are some stores that are a little bit weird, like Daikoku is it a Daikoku drug? Is that what it is? That counts as a grocery store, but some drug stores don't count as grocery stores. So there is a little bit, you have to actually live in Japan for a little bit and test. But just offhand, regular grocery stores, convenience stores, you're in Japan. If you're trying to save money, convenience stores, even if you're not, convenience stores are great. Why would you not have this card? I totally recommend this card. Another card that you've probably heard of before, if you need to have good credit to get this, but this is another banger card. A lot of people love this card. Great card, the Venture X. It's amazing. It's a dumb reach card, basically. When you're traveling, when I'm in Japan, and this is literally when I use this when I'm in Japan. Well, I use it in America too if I'm not at a specific place to get the highest percentage that I want. But this is a dumb reach when I'm like, does this drugstore count as a grocery store or not? I'm not sure. Let me use this card. I'm not like dining right now, and this isn't a grocery store. I'll use the Venture X, right? And it's great because although the card is $395, remember, you get a $300 annual credit, which takes it away, and you get that extra 10,000 miles, which is basically $100, or even potentially more, depending on how much you value the points. If you switch points and do all this sort of like, travel hacking stuff, you know what I mean? Which I won't get too far into, because you can watch other people that could teach you much better than I can. But this card if you use it correctly, is basically paying you to have it. It's another card. Why would you not have this card? Again, this is assuming you have good enough credit to get the card, right? But if you have good enough credit to get the card and you see a good sign up bonus and you don't fake spend, spend money that you don't have in the first place, why would you not have this card? Another great thing about this card is 10 times on hotels. So you get 10 times the points on hotels. Great. And something else I want you to remember too is a great way to save money is remember that just use the fucking, when you like go into your credit card stuff, that portal thing, the shopping portal, all that kind of stuff. So let's say when I go to Japan sometimes, if I'm not staying for free at some place from a friend that lives in Japan that is helping me out, maybe I'll get a hotel, right? Now, maybe if you're traveling in Japan or Asia, or maybe even not Asia, it could be Europe, wherever it might be, I guess. Let's say you're going to use Agoda, right, for trying to find cheap hotel deals, right? Well, maybe Agoda is cheaper if you say just go on the Agoda website, let's say, perhaps. But Agoda, if I'm saying that correctly, also is generally in that little coupon book, whatever, when you sign on to, Capital One, whatever. You're like, how much percentage do I get if I use Agoda? Here, so you don't even actually have to go to the travel portal. You might actually just use maybe Agoda is, this is because this has happened before. I don't remember if Agoda was 10 or 15% one time, but it was actually cheaper to use the Capital One credit, then go to the Agoda website and then buy it that way, rather than just using the just base 10 points for the hotel stay. Whatever the case, like I said, dude, why would you not use this card 10 times on, hotels? That's great. It's a super great dumb reach card. I can also say, obviously, global entry is very convenient. You get TSA pre-check with global entry. TSA pre-check, in my experience, is pretty hit or miss. Sometimes it doesn't do jack shit, in my experience. But sometimes it's okay. But global entry has always been fantastic to have. So again, why would you not have the Venture X? Now, for some Chase cards, I do use, what do I have here? Chase Sapphire Preserved. I actually got this card. I don't want to show my name because this card actually shows my name on it. Whatever. Again, wait for a good sign up bonus. Great card to have. Get in the Chase ecosystem. Something to note about it. It does have a $95 annual fee, and you do get a $50, I believe it is, credit towards hotels. But even then, you still are technically paying almost $50 a year for the card. So if you have it for a long time and you're not actually using the card regularly, that actually you might start to lose a little bit of money if you're not using it all the time. So I do use this card sometimes more than than you might think. But I use this for a lot of dining stuff, generally speaking, when I use this card. Another card I use is the Chase Freedom Flex when I don't have if it's like the rotating categories, sometimes it's just, I get 5% off this thing this month. So, do that kind of stuff. Chase also has a travel or a coupon portal, whatever they want to call it like that. Generally not as good as Capital One. Capital One's coupon portal, whatever you want to call it, is generally very good, I find. Chase is pretty hit or miss, but sometimes it's there. As for American Express credit cards, I actually do have some, but I tend to not use them as much because the coupon portal, which I've talked about before, they're just not as good. Every now and then you can get a good coupon portal that makes using the card worth it, but a lot of American Express credit cards I've only used for the sign-up bonus. I don't have any big American Express card because some of those are just coupon books, basically, and I can't financially justify it, but that is one of those things that, the rich get richer, I guess. If you have a large income and you can afford the coupon book, so to speak, it probably is good for you. Are there any credit cards that I'm thinking that I might get in the future? I wouldn't mind having, just because I am generally flying Delta a lot. I wouldn't mind having a better Delta card for the extra 15% off flights and everything like that, but I just haven't really been able to justify it. Um, I have seen that the Wells Fargo does allow, I think Wells Fargo actually has 5 times off of hotels and travel, even if you aren't using their portal, which sometimes, you actually have to use the portal to actually get these rates. And sometimes the rates aren't as good as I showed that Capital One, but Capital One sometimes, even if the rate isn't as good through their own portal, just the coupon portal you can use and then use the other website and it equals out anyway. But again, maybe if I get a good bonus on a Wells Fargo thing, maybe I'll think about it if I have something that I have to spend money on. But anyway, I mean, again, if you want to go to Japan, why do you not have a Savior card? Again, and I don't know what people's credit is for looking at this. Sometimes you got to help. Sometimes you might have to get like a lesser card so you look responsible, right? I know when I was with Capital One, I originally actually had a Union card, and that was the card I had for many years because when I was working as a kid, they give you you immediately get a Union credit card, which was Capital One. And I mean, that was the credit card I used for so many years. And I'm like, why do I not have perfect credit? And it's like, oh, because you actually are supposed to have more credit cards. And I was like, whoa, I just wasted 10 years of not making money off of all these like credit card churning and stuff like that. But then I got the Savior one. And now when I can afford it, because again, you should never spend money that you don't have. But when I can afford it and I need something more expensive, time to get a new credit card to get the bonus and go from there. And if you can afford it, I would suggest you to do that as well. So I'll put a link to these in the description. You can get it through me if you want, if you can get it. I mean, I don't know what your credit is, but I mean, if you get it through my link in the description, I appreciate it. Thank you. Is there any other sort of travel hacking stuff that I might recommend that you might not know? Again, there's other people that they can explain how to transfer points and all this kind of stuff to get way better deals on flights than I can. But something I can say that does work pretty consistently when I travel. If you book your flight one way, it's more expensive, right? If you book a round way ticket, it's less expensive. However, there is a cheat, and the cheat has always worked for me every time I do it, to varying degrees of working, right? If you have the luxury of being somewhat free in your travels, like I said, this recent trip to Japan, I could not do this because my health has not been good recently and I had to get back to the hospital. But other times I do this. Buy a round trip ticket. Even if you know you are not going to fly home, or most likely not going to fly home that day that you say you are going to, cancel your ticket back home, then get a one-way ticket back home. The one-way ticket back home, in my experience, and you can read about other people do it too. Apparently some people have said they've gotten in trouble that they just do it too much, but these are probably people that fly a lot. You know what I mean? Like they were just being very obnoxious with it. Like, I don't travel that much, right? But if you buy the round way ticket to a place, cancel the ticket back, right? Then when you buy the one-way ticket back home, it is often cheaper to do that. I know it sounds silly and it sounds like it shouldn't work. You can read about other people do it too. It's not just me. I've read about people that they do it so often that they've actually gotten a warning from the airline before to stop doing this, motherfucker. We know what you're up to, kind of thing. But every time I've done this, I have made money doing it. It could be $100. It could be a few $100s, right? It could be something that, say I've gone to Japan before and hey, let me just extend. I flew to Japan, let's say what it was, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I wonder if I should stay a little bit longer. And I'm like, let me look what a one-way ticket back home is right now. I saw the price is cheaper than my round trip ticket, right? So I canceled the round trip flight back home and I just got the one way ticket back home. I've saved hundreds and hundreds of dollars before doing that, which then allowed me to actually extend my stay in Japan because then I had more money to stay. Sounds ridiculous, sounds stupid, but in my experience, that is a travel hack that I firsthand have also used. Anyway, remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly comment, share, support the channel. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.